we're going to take a look at News of the World by Queen. This was the 6th album by the band, and it was released in late 1977. This album came out in the midst of punk. A lot of bands like Queen, Genesis, Yes, were being called dinosaurs. They've only been around for not even a decade by the punk movement, and yeah, so it's quite funny really. So News of the World was a stripped back affair after the bombast of A Night at the Opera and A Day at the Races, and it's a good album and quite enjoyable to listen to. Back of the sleeve, it's a gatefold and it opens sideways. You can see the track listing here in the middle. The robot, after grabbing the band from a concert, was commissioned by Frank Kelly Frias, who used to do artwork for Astounding Science magazine. This is the 2015 180 gram black vinyl half-speed mastered press. Like I said, the sleeve is a gatefold. It opens like this. The inside, great artwork. Everybody running for their lives. So the robot, I mean, he's not that friendly, is he? He's going to go around grabbing people like that. This is the inner sleeve with the lyrics. Details on the album. Meticulously recreated using the finest technology from the original first generation master mixes. In the 2017 40th anniversary box set, the pressing of News of the World is a AAA all analog version. I have that press. It sounds absolutely beautiful. As far as I know, these were digital files before they were pressed. They were cleaned up and restored. The album was produced by Queen and assisted by Mike Stone, engineered by Mike Stone also. They moved away from Roy Thomas Baker, but they did bring him back the following year for jazz, but that was the last time they worked with him then. The album kicks off with We Will Rock You and We Are the Champions. They were a double A side. Very big hits for the band. It's a pity that We Are the Champions was the second track. I mean, everybody's used to it by now, but it would have been a little bit better if it was at the very end of the album. I think that track 3, Sheer Heart Attack, which is a Roger Taylor track from the Sheer Heart Attack sessions, but never made it to the final cut of that album in 1974. It's a very fast, punky style song, one of the highlights of the album for its sheer bombast. That would have been a better second track, but you know, who am I to say. Next is Brian May's All Dead, All Dead. Very mellow little piano ballad. Very nice. And then we have Spread Your Wings, which is a very strong John Deacon track. That was also a single from the album. Didn't fare very well. And then track 6 is Fight From The Inside. I always felt that this song was kind of the weak song on the album. Yeah, it's just a little bit weak. It's kind of a bit funky. Roger Taylor, I'd say he probably plays most of the instruments on it himself. He plays the bass, guitar, and obviously he plays the rhythm guitars as well. Yeah, it's a bit throwaway, I think. Yeah, flipping to side 2, we have a Mercury masterpiece, Get Down, Make Love. This is a kind of a slow grind. The production on this is absolutely fantastic. It's really clear. Drums are big on it. It's a great track as well. Obviously, it's about sex. Didn't make no bones about that. But it's still a great track. I love the production. I love the bass line on it. It's really stripped back and minimal and very, very catchy. Sleeping on the Sidewalk. That's a Brian May track. It's kind of weak, but I kind of like the story he tells about the music industry. It's a recording that was done live in the studio, as far as I know. It sounds like it as well. Yeah, it's a little lazy. Next is Who Needs You. It's a Deacon track. It's kind of got a Latin American tinge to it, kind of a bossa nova beat to it. Just a nylon string guitar, vocals, which are kind of one side as well. It's a bit strange. Sounds like something from the 60s, but it's a nice track, very, very catchy as well. And the guitars are played by John Deacon. May plays the guitar in it as well, but yeah, John was an exceptional musician. It's Late, that's a May rocker. It starts off really slow and then gets very, very heavy, about an affair and a highlight of the album. And finally we have My Melancholy Blues. Beautiful late night jazzy flavoured track, just Mercury on vocals and piano, Deacon on bass, and Taylor on drums. Brian May actually doesn't play in this track at all. So yeah, there you go. So that's News of the World, one of the highlights of Queen's 70s albums. A very enjoyable listen, one of my favourites. I love the artwork, I like the tracks. That's all there is to say about it. So thanks for watching, feel free to subscribe and take care.